Hattiesburg, Mississippi, home to the Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles, and fans have been eagerly anticipating this matchup at the Rock. Today, a showdown of a couple of foes from the Sun Belt. As we'll see, the winners of 3 straight, the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns, taking on the winners of 4 straight, the Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. The Ragin' Cajuns offense will be first on the attack. And Jesse, the man in the backfield today, not necessarily a superstar. They'll just try to have him grind out the tough yards when they need him.
He needs to be solid in this game. He doesn't need to be a Heisman Trophy winner today for them to win, but he has to get the yards when they present themselves. Take what the defense gives him, and you cannot turn the ball over.
No, you got to hold on to that rock, but it would be nice. I think this offense would really open up with some more consistency at this spot. A running back they can really depend on. He becomes that guy. If he can grow into that, this offense can take that next step.
The Ragin' Cajuns have a lot of options on 2nd and inches. Back to pass, it's Howard. Quickly to the tight end. Gets it out to the 40-yard line. Give him 5 on that one.
Yeah, and tight ends aren't just line up and block guys anymore. These guys are athletes. You line them up all over the field. And nowadays, you can start to feature them more and more in the passing game.
Wants to throw on 1st down. Gets it to him on the screen. A big play. Gets it into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 44. And the Ragin' Cajuns have it with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Looking for space to the left. Got the 1st down himself. They'll ride him out of bounds after the good pickup spotted at the 25-yard line. Setting up for a 1st and 10 from the 26. Wants to go up top on 1st down. A shot toward the end zone. And that ball was in harm's way, and he is lucky to get that one back. All right, guys, let's talk Ragin' Cajuns. Really interesting matchup here. It's always fun when the top 2 teams in the conference get to square off in the regular season. With all the expansion, it's become a little bit of a rarity, hasn't it?
It has. Obviously, there's so many teams in each conference, but head-to-head still very much matters. So if you're sitting, obviously, at the top like these teams are, the head-to-head this day will really matter down the road.
Yeah, this was a game we circled way back in the preseason, expecting these 2 teams to be as good as they are, and now we get to find out who's the best in conference. Both these teams relishing this opportunity to show not only their opponent, but the rest of the conference who the top dog is.
Going for the marker on the ground. The Ragin' Cajuns get enough for the 1st down.
Well, you're seeing analytics become a bigger part of college football each and every year, and there is a good example of it. Opening drive of the game, you're across the 50, 4th down, and it says run the ball and go for it. Even if you don't get it, your opponent's going to have to drive a ways. There's still a lot of football left to play. Hindsight's always 20/20, but that was an excellent decision by the head coach.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Nice job by the defense, seeing the run, pulling the trigger, getting downhill, and stopping the running back for no gain.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw, it's Howard. Hit as he throws. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
Well, on the opening drive of the game, establishing a rhythm and a cadence offensively is really, really important. They've done some good things on this 1st drive to put them in this situation. Obviously, you just threw an incompletion on 2nd down. You're likely going to throw it again here right now. Quarterback has just got to settle in. Timing is important. Get rid of the ball on time. Trust your read and execute this passing play if you're throwing.
Good right down the boulevard. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0. After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. So Southern Miss's offense has the ball for the first time. They got an incredibly efficient performance from this guy last time out. Now, Jesse, it's about making that a consistent thing.
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing watching that tape back from his last game is the ball never touched the ground, David. It was amazing. And it wasn't that he was so accurate throwing the ball deep down the field. It's just that the ball was always going to the open guy. He did a really good job checking it down, taking the profit when it wasn't open downfield. That kept the offense on schedule. That's really important for this offense today.
And when you're watching it as a defensive player and coming this football.
Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. No real chance on the return, but they've got it at the 34.
Tell you what, defensive players don't always see where the ball is. They see the receiver and they get to chase him, but really good job seeing where the receiver is, going and making an interception, making a big play, getting the ball back to your offense.
A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Hand off from the shotgun. He's stopped after a 1-yard pickup at the 25. And the raging Cajuns come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Back to pass, it's Howard. Using the quick game. That'll be enough for a first down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line.
Well, not down in distance, the quarterback's got to get rid of it so quickly, right? He knows the defense is going to be bearing down on him, so a nice job catching the gun snap and then turning and pivoting, getting it out of his hands quickly and accurately to pick up the first.
He's loose, headed to the end zone, and he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Louisiana!
And when you run these screen plays, you're trying to get your playmaker the ball in space, and what a great job. They get it to the running back, but look at the blocks out in front. Everybody paving the way, creating some space, and then he's got so much speed, he can take care of the rest. Really, really nice screen pass.
And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Southern Mississippi has it back, and the Golden Eagle offense headed to the field. They've spotted them a 10-0 start. Now to see if they can answer on this drive. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. The give from the gun. It's a seam wide open. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be first down.
And after giving up a long run defensively, they don't have a chance to substitute now. They've got to get ready to go because the offense is going tempo.
And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9. And the Golden Eagles want to move quickly.
Yeah, and it's a nice job by this defense. Understanding, listen, that QB is a threat. And they're going to run all kinds of options, and he's going to run the football. They were dialed in and got that sucker to the ground.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop. That's the end of the period. It's Louisiana in the lead. Really strong performance so far to be able to build a lead here in the first period as we look at the stats. This could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the second period and they try to find a way to answer. The Golden Eagles line up to punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Sends his first one of the day on its way, and that matches the number of appearances he had in that win last week. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. They'll crank up this drive from the 30-yard line. Dropping back, it's Howard. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. Got a man, it's Robertson. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
They'll go to the ground. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays, but sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well, but if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up. The raging Cajuns will try to pin them back with the punt.
Defense did a great job. Third and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on.
Oh, it's a phony punt. They're going to run it with the young man. And they roll the dice, and it ain't snake eyes. They pick up the first down.
And so many times when you're studying the other team and their defense and what they're going to do, you know there's certain looks you're going to get into. And I think they saw one they liked, snapped it to the up back. He catches the football, gets north and south, gets the first down. Nice execution on the fake punt, baby.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
That's caught. It's Davis. And they pick up just a few on that completion. You know, sometimes even a short game like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that, take a shot down the field, and don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
To the air, it's Howard. Caught, close to the marker, it's Robertson. They convert on third down as he gets it to the 46-yard line.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing first downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys on the field. Stringing first downs together like this makes it hard to defend.
And he was greeted by a host of defenders and barely gets it back to the line of scrimmage.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
To the air on second down. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Didn't really get a chance to get started on that return, but he has set him up at the 41-yard line. First snap of this drive comes from their own 41. He'll start this drive going to the air. With the catch, it's Davis. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44. And the Golden Eagles in the hurry-up.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. And look at them. They're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. Looking for a man. It's Braxton. And the third down pass is incomplete.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable third and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
What a great job on that kick, bouncing it out of bounds inside the 10. Louisiana has it back in the raging Cajun offense headed to the field. First order of business, get out of this hole as the drive starts at their own 7-yard line. Throws to the wideout. It just left that pass short. Not enough juice on that one.
There's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off.
He lofts it high and deep down the left side. He's got it along the sideline. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Ragin' Cajuns. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Men, it just means more in the SEC, and take a look at how things are playing out here. Florida is currently trailing in this one, but I'm old enough to remember the comeback Danny Werfel led in 1995 to beat Tennessee. So don't rule anything out here today. It's less than a touchdown lead. They're trailing by 6 to Mississippi State. It's an outcome that, if it holds, will have SEC fans buzzing all week. Guys?
Thanks for the update on that one. Kevin, let us know when it goes final. They couldn't draw up a better way to start a drive, and now they've got it 1st and 10 from the 41. To throw, it's Braxton. Fires to the wideout. Complete to the left. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30.
I know this isn't the start the offense wanted. They don't have any points so far in this game, but sometimes it just takes one explosive play to turn things around. And after that beautiful...
It's a running room. Run out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and that's where this offense will go back to work.
Well, it wasn't a great start for this quarterback, but on this drive, he seems to be turning the corner. He just looks like he's playing in a different rhythm. He's seeing the field better. It's almost as if the game is starting to slow down for him. I think on that last completion, it was a good example of it.
We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Got it in the middle. It's Montgomery. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. On 3rd down, going up top. Oh, and he dropped it. He had a touchdown right in his hands and couldn't hang on. It'll be 4th down. They'll try to cap off this drive with a field goal. And this one is perfect. Had to settle for the field goal.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
So they get the field goal, now about to kick it away, and you got to stop here, and you go to halftime feeling really good about things. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final